Hello, everyone, and welcome to Variant Roles. I am your host and game master, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter, and we are here with As the Suns Burn, our fantastic game of surreal fantasy Invisible Sun from Monty Cook Games. And we are here to have some fun and explore the actuality. And we have a guest tonight, as Annie is off, and we'll let you know what Henrietta is up to. She is not pulled to the gray, but Annie is not here. And so we have a very special guest. We have Knox, who lives on Variant Roles today. So
Yep.
this is the home stretch of her marathon. So we'll let her continue to get herself collected, and we'll go through with everyone else on their intros. And let's start with Alex.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex. I use they, he pronouns. I will be playing Emma Elizabeth tonight, who is a stoic goetic who cages adversaries. And yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. All right, and Corey.
Hello, my name is Corey Hickson. My pronouns are he, they. Today I'm going to be playing Alice. Her pronouns are she, her. She is an ardent maker who turns tales into reality.
Excellent. Sam.
Hi, I'm Samantha Darcy. I'm 60 for the Victor on Twitter. My pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Lucky, the ardent apostate who shepherds minds, and his pronouns are he, him.
Fantastic. And Knox.
Hi, I'm Knox. You can find me on the internet, Knox Noctua. And my pronouns are she, her. And do I just read the whole thing?
Yeah.
My character? Okay.
Absolutely.
I am playing mendicant, empathic apostate who revels in beauty.
Excellent. All right.
She,
and
her.
She, her, Capella, and she is an actual angel. Or at least so she thinks. All right.
Don't do that to me, Dan.
An angel Vizsla is an interesting concept indeed. And when Knox pitched it to me, I had to say, of course. All right. So last week, we had your first foray in the red at the Red Whisper, which is a inn sort of sheltered against the ever-changing nature and destructive forces of the red. And you interacted a lot there, learned some things about the sodality of Vryn, and made contact with Aria Valora, who is a renowned swords person from the actuality. And Henrietta and Alice convinced her to train them in the sword. So those two have spent a week training at the training center. So what's that been like, Alice?
So Alice has been trying to learn more of the, I guess, finesse side of it, because so far she's sort of just been walking around swinging her giant sword at things, and it's worked out good, but maybe a little bit more precision could go some distance. So it's been pretty good. Haven't actually chatted with Annie yet about what we've done, but I imagine that Alice and Henrietta are having a fantastic time sparring and learning how to use swords.
All right. And so what's your sword skill up to now?
Right now it's at 1, and after this it'll be 2.
Okay, so you can mark it up to 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I think it'll get the skill period for Annie, because I think she didn't have, or for Henrietta, sorry, because I think she didn't have the skill.
Yeah.
So you were spending a week doing that. So while they were training, what were Emma, Elizabeth, and Lucky up to? Were they hanging out at the training center? Were they staying at the inn? Were they...
Well, we already
Yep.
talked about it, but at one point I summoned a little snack to be used for later on. But
That's
we'll worry
right.
about
Yep.
that later.
A snack?
A snack. Um,
Like a snack? Or like a snack?
I'm assuming the first snack, if the first snack is common usage snack, not secondary usage snack. Anyway,
Chat's asking for the differentiation on whether it's a CK snack or a CC
it's a
snack.
CK snack, not a CC snack.
Oh dear.
But yeah, beyond that, just researching, trying to find the best method to actually get to the sodality. Because the last thing Emma Elizabeth wants to do is walk anywhere.
Okay, that is a good idea. So why don't we handle that like as if it was a side scene, and
Sure.
we'll use a sooth card. So why don't you give me sort of the broad strokes of what your approach would have been doing for doing that research? Is it talking to people? Is it a combo of things?
I don't know if this place is anything like the Indigo, but if it is, I imagine there are books around, and if so, definitely use those as a primary source of information. Failing that, definitely going to talk to the most reputable people I can find. So that would be anybody who doesn't look like a murderer or a mercenary or some other variety of vagabond. Maybe the bartender, stuff like that. And if even that doesn't work, she would probably resort to just summoning things to try and find the answer. But that's labor intensive, so that's definitely last on the list.
Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely books in the red, that's for sure. And I think that books in the red are probably interesting because if they're out in the red, they probably change as they exist. But inside the Red Whisper seems to be protected against that. So there's probably a small library. There might not be much about the sodality of Rin, and since it's an ever-changing landscape, maps are probably not... I mean, maps exist and have some utility, but they're probably strange. So I think that would exist. And then in terms of the people coming through, there would be like merchants. Like some of the best weapons makers live in the red and aren't necessarily demons. So arms dealers come through here if you define that as reputable.
Yeah. Well, no, that would actually be a particular interest because people who are moving goods have a method of moving goods. They're not just walking around with armfuls of shit. So, like, how are they moving their stuff? Like, that's, there are vehicles involved. That is absolutely something I would want to investigate. Where this place is, I'll figure that out later. I want to know how to get there first as a means of travel.
Yeah. Okay. So there are roads through the red. And the interesting thing that you learn about traveling in the red is because things change a lot, the roads change. And moving through the red is almost as much an effort of like will as it is physical movement. So it's a difficult place to travel through, and it's like mentally exhausting because you do... and there's like often special guides for non-natives of the red on how to travel through here by focusing your willpower and your desire to get from point A to point B.
Okay.
There are some spells and secrets and things like that people employ that make it easier. You don't know any of them, so it would just be a brute force kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point I have no interest in trying to acquire those.
All right. So, with that in mind, we will play the Sooth card. I've turned one here already. And we've played the Lucky Coin.
Like the sound of that?
I know. Good fortune, wealth, freedom, unexpected luck. The PC succeeds at what they attempt to do to an even greater degree than they thought possible.
Love it!
Yeah, that sounds wholly appropriate. So yeah, so you spent your time researching and talking to people, and you have a pretty good idea of exactly how to get to Lake Porsation, which is where the towers of the Sodality of Vryn are, by a reasonably quick approach. Time is a little loosey goosey, but you can get there. And what we'll do is for any sort of navigation type purposes, we'll treat it like it's an asset, which will give you +2 on your venture.
All right.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
So what's Lucky been doing?
I don't know.
Hanging out, drinking, and fighting. I mean, could be as easy as that.
I don't know. My problem is I don't understand the red enough to really know. Like,
It's a place of change, and there is a
Sure.
lot of
Yeah.
fighters and mercenaries and
Spiders?
soldiers here. Demons. There's definitely
Spiders.
spiders.
Fighters. Okay.
Fighters,
Not
I
spiders.
think.
Yeah, I heard spiders. Sorry. Can we?
Lucky has a title to defend.
He does have a title to defend, but that's right. Maybe I should train in some fighting as well. Can I build up my resist defense?
Yeah, I mean, all the normal rules apply if you have the acumen or whatever.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah.
That's a 3 acumen skill, isn't it? Like you have to spend 3
yeah.
acumen.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, well, I have 5, so I'm going to do that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's what I've been doing. I feel like that would be kind of like a weird loner meditation type thing, though.
Yeah, or like deliberately exposing yourself to magical mental assault, right? To like sort of toughen up your defenses. All right.
I have a small suggestion.
Go for it.
Yep, absolutely.
Alice and Lucky could practice their magic together where
Yeah, that would help our bond.
Yeah. And I don't know however that works. If you
I like to think that we're doing this like at night after you come back from your sword training, and we're like sitting in the bar, we're having a drink, we're hanging out, we're attacking each other with magical effects in the corner.
How does this one feel?
Not good.
You're just meditating and cycling through incantations until you get one that attack the minds of
Until we
people,
hurt each other.
and then unleashing them in the bar.
We are not well liked.
All right. Okay, so I played a Sooth card for this. The Vizier, who is one of the Nemesis cards. It's a 0 value card, so I mean, you'll succeed at the training because you're kind of mostly doing it on your own, but
it went badly.
Things don't go entirely according to plan. So manipulation, sycophant's power, and influence. The Vizier lurks in shadows. Actually, the joy and despairs of this are actually pretty. Someone is undermining the wishes of the PC.
Alice.
Yeah.
She keeps getting distracted and telling you stories, so it's tough to focus.
Can you focus?
Yeah. So I think what happens is this is actually a rumor that you hear that's more relevant, I think, as we go forward, which is that you heard that the Sodality of Vryn, that the leader was recently deposed.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Sodality is in a state of
Flux
and chaos.
All right.
Okay. So the next thing is to check in with our friend Capella. So Capella is an angel, which is unusual, and has like sort of lost all of her traditional like angelic powers. But what does Capella look like?
She has long white hair, curly. She has she wears like long flowing white like a white like long flowing white dress, and it has sort of this like I don't want to use the word angelic look to it, but
Glows
it's
a little bit.
yeah, it's accented with like a black leather choker and a black leather belt that gathers all that material at the waist. And she wears, which I don't own a lot of light clothes. This is a very difficult look to pull together. But she also wears over her head like a white sheer covering.
Okay, excellent. And how did Capella, an angel, an actual angel, end up in the red? And like you saying that she has no idea is a legit answer. That's totally fine.
I think she's ended up here because the reputation of the place, and she is seeking out the beauty in things that are typically not considered beautiful.
Okay.
So, the beauty in things that are considered ugly.
Okay, excellent. All right. That gives me a fantastic idea, which overwrites my previous idea that I had for introducing you. So
great, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so if that's fine. I had a plan for that. But you have given me a new idea that I think is even better. And so I think we will pick up with after everyone has sort of finished their week of training, and I'm assuming have come to the conclusion that they need to actually seek out the sodality of Vryn and sort of get on that. Henrietta met up with a Vizsla traveler who had recently come from the Moth Cities, which is one of the leech worlds on the night side of the Green. And questioning them came to the conclusion that this Vizsla had information that could help them on their primary objective, which is reclaiming ownership of Dark Basement. And the Vizsla who supposedly currently holds the deeds is in the Moth City. And so Henrietta has decided to leave you all in the red for now, because you're more than capable of handling yourself and taking on that task. So she has disappeared and left the red with the intention of going to the green and to the Moth Cities to reclaim the deed. So we will pick up where the three of you are presumably deciding that it is time to go to the sodality.
Could Alice try and find objects ephemera at any point? Is that a thing that she could look for?
Yeah. Are you looking for ones to buy or just to see if you can find things to scavenge?
To scavenge. Like, do they just show up in random cupboards?
They can, yeah. It sort of. I mean, it's a little bit more like finding loot in D&D, so like things that people have carried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alice can wait then until like there's a better looting opportunity.
Yeah, and you can definitely buy them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So are we like gearing up in the inn, or
that's up to you?
Like the three of us? I guess now that Henrietta's gone, I don't have anybody to split my room with, so I'm out a lot more money than I was originally. Okay.
I legitimately just thought you were going to say, well, I guess I don't have a room now.
That would have been a better response, honestly. But I didn't think about that. So we had talked to a woman who had been traveling. That was a woman that was going to help them learn the ways of the sword.
Yeah. Oh, right. And
we-
her deal for that was she wants in that tower, the Tower of the Unlearned. So actually, Alice, you do have an ephemera at the moment, because she gives you an ephemera that when you use it, she has like another half will like summon her to your location.
Okay, I will add that to my list.
So the tower is where the sodality is, right?
It is one of the towers in their complex. They have a bunch of towers.
Right.
They have a whole thing.
A compound.
They have a compound.
Jesus. Okay.
They're a bunch of crazy militia.
And do we have any idea how to get there?
That's what Emma Elizabeth was just doing.
Oh,
Yep.
Gran, tell me.
We are. Well, I know the. This is totally not in character, by the way. I know the way. Is there a particular mechanism, or is it just like walk and think real hard about it?
Walk and think real hard.
Okay,
and
sure.
And presumably apply some magic to help speed you. Yeah.
I will relay that in essence to the group. Verbatim, walk and think real hard about it.
Is that easy?
Just got to tell a good story and it'll get us right there.
So that's not really what I said at all, but okay.
Are you implying it could be a bad story?
Are you being mean to Alice? My best friend. All right, well,
let's do this.
I'm gonna check to just checking all my. I think I have 2 pistols at this point, so just gonna check on those.
Lucky's walking around like an Old West gunslinger.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gun belt slung down on his hips.
I do. I have 2. I've got that original gun, and then I've got that poison pistol. So.
That's right.
It is like Mars. It's like Old West Mars now. This is now a saloon. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to give everyone a Texas stroll now.
I'm going to think real hard about this.
All right. All right, so you're all setting out?
Get the grooves in that too.
Yeah. And it is like, at least initially, it's sort of that tromping down the dusty road, like red dust, except, remember the skyline is dominated by an entire like Rocky Mountain sized mountain chain, but every single mountain is an active volcano, like, spewing lava and ash into the sky. And there's this red lurid sun beating down on everything, so everything has this reddish light and tint to it. And the road follows this winding canyon that the wind of whispers and secrets tears through and constantly reshapes. You can see the edges of the canyon sort of being eaten back, as you move, and occasionally sort of cutting into the roadway. But you can also see things being built. You see creatures building things. You see rock formations that are sort of self-assembling and creating spires of rock as you go. And you're traveling. And we'll come back to you in a moment. So, Capella, you have found yourself at a place called Where the Red Revels. As someone who revels in beauty, asking around, this is where people told you that if you really wanted to experience the true meaning of the red and what denizens of the red would consider beautiful and joyful, that this is the place to go. And so you're standing on the lip of a large, almost crater. And I will... so it's this circular pit. It's 20 feet deep. It's 500 feet across. And it currently holds hundreds of revelers and dancers who are cavorting throughout it. And along the edge of the pit are other spectators and musicians. And there is a mix of people in the pit. It is mostly demons in various shapes, sizes, and appearances, because they are the most common denizen of the red. But there's Vizsla here too. There's regular looking people. As far as you can tell, you're the only angel. But they are singing and dancing with pure abandon. So it is essentially like a giant mosh pit. I imagine that the music of the red constantly shifts and changes in keys and pitch and tempo throughout the music, and probably leans a bit towards thrash because I think that's exactly what it should be. And red lights flash and shine randomly as the dancers fling their arms high, kick their feet to the sky, and grab each other in unbridled passion. So it is basically it is a giant metal rave slash disco slash orgy ish thing that is happening throughout. But there is also, on another side of it, there is a group of artists that are working on a sculpture that they sort of seem to be working with magic and like carving these shapes into the rock, these statues. And usually just as they complete whatever they're working on, this wind whips through and like destroys what they just created, and then they have to start again.
I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with what's happening, but to my knowledge, this is the first orgy that has happened on variant roles, and I'm glad we got here first, guys.
I mean, it's not necessarily an extreme example, but it does say that they grip each other with unbridled passion. So read into that what you will. Yeah, like hashtag cuddle couch. It's the Reds version of the cuddle couch.
Cool.
So it's a giant party and artists, and yeah, it's a little bit Burning Man. It's a little bit Woodstock 99.
Yeah, I'm just standing there at the top, watching, eyes wide. There's a lot happening down there. I don't know that I'm quite ready to make the leap.
There's lots of spectators, so not everybody joins in. Some of them appear to be denizens of the red who are just watching and not joining, but other of them are people from other suns. That it's almost like a tourist trap. I imagine that there is someone with a kiosk selling horribly overpriced, like the equivalent of vitamin water.
Yeah, chat referred to it as Red Sun Burning Man. So
Red Sun Burning Man, yeah.
Yeah.
There is overpriced alcoholic drinks like flavored with emotion leaves. The predominant, like what they have 90% of their stock is like hatred, passion, lust.
All the
like
extremes.
It's the 5-hour energy.
Are one of these bars nearby?
Yeah,
whatever the hell it
absolutely.
is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up. I want to get a drink.
Let me double check because I actually wrote down how much money you have. Because as a mendicant, you basically
I
are
know.
broke as shit. You've got 10 crystal orbs.
I don't really know what that means, but I don't think it's a lot.
You're
It's
real
about
poor.
It's about the equivalent of. I'd have to check my
That's
cheat sheet.
$10.
I think it's like about $10.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Let me see what the going rate normally for some alcohol is. I don't want lodging. I want meals and drinks. So a fancy meal is like 10 crystal orbs. An alcoholic drink, 60 to 120 orbs. So it's a crystal. 2 crystal orbs is what they charge for a drink. So it is horribly overpriced. But you have the money.
Can I try to like flirt my way to a free drink?
This is where I get to deploy. You can certainly try. So let's go with that. So I'm gonna say that the bartender is gonna be like a level 2 challenge. This is gonna be pretty easy. So let's take a look at your sheet. Do you have any skills related to like interacting with people, convincing them of things you want to do? I think you've just got understanding motives. His motive would be easy to understand, which is greed. So I don't think you do, but that's okay. So your venture is starting out at 0. We don't have any skills. You do have some spells. Like Virtuous Compel.
Yes.
Or like you could just use like your just interaction, right? So you can spend Bene out of your interaction pool, which will be a venture of 1. That would leave us still rolling dice, but as long as you didn't roll a 0, then you would be fine.
Yeah, let's roll some fucking dice.
Okay. So do you want to spend a Bene out of your interaction pool?
Sure.
Okay. So where it says current
Bene.
Bene, where it says current Bene on your sheet, you can just change it from a 2 to a 1. And so that adds to your venture. So your venture is now 1, and that subtracts off the challenge. So 2 minus 1, so we're at 1. So as long as you roll 1 or higher on a d10, then you are fine.
So what poll am I using?
Interaction.
Okay.
It's in Qualia. I think I have it highlighted there. Yeah.
So Pella's a little weird. So she approaches and is just like wide-eyed, like it's the first time she's ever seen anything in the world. And I think she just tries to use that sort of, which is 100% genuine, but tries to use the sort of like charm of this like innocent appearance to just charm the person into giving her the drink or at least lowering the price.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and make that roll.
So I roll just the one.
Just a 1 d10. Well, so the extra bit here is you can also, now this is a very easy challenge, so the odds of you succeeding are like 90%.
Yay.
If you wish, you have another pool called Sortilege, and Sortilege is actually, I'll adjust your numbers a little bit because you should have a bit more Sortilege than you do. Sortilege is like just adding some oomph, like raw magical power into something you're doing that's not a spell. So then it becomes a magical effect, which means you'll roll it doesn't change your venture, but you'll roll a second dice, so you up your probability of success. But you can also trigger flux if you roll a 0 on your magic extra dice.
That's okay.
Okay. So you can just roll a single d10, and as long as we don't roll a 0, we're all good.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. So you're like playing the innocent and sort of being very naive. Yes, Ella, I know. And yeah, you just want more food. You don't want attention. So the bartender, for lack of a better word, is a low level demonic, foot soldier sort of type, sort of short and squat, has like greenish skin with like red stripes, very like toad like head and mouth, like a human face but like plastered onto a toad, and just says, yeah, we don't get your type around here often. Which would you like? And you can see like the array of these like flavored waters with emotion soaked into them. By far, the most common are passion, lust, hatred, that sort of thing. There might be some more wholesome emotions, but you would have to look and see if you could find one.
What's your favorite?
I like apathy.
Oh.
Most popular is passion.
I'll try that one.
Okay. And he sort of like turns around and basically gives you a glass bottle that's got a purple label, and it just says passion on it. There's like a curled up, almost like a leaf, but it's pure purple, like sort of floated at the bottom in the liquid.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then smile and walk away and store that sucker for later.
And tuck it away. All right. So back on the road, as you were on the road again, navigating, the direction is pretty clear. That's pretty easy. So I'm going to have sort of two challenges going on here. One is the physical navigation, so based on landmarks, searching for words tonight, based on landmarks. And then, so one person should do that. And the other one is sort of the embodiment of will, sort of making sure that you get there and don't get sidetracked or lost on the ever-changing road. Because that is the name. This is the great road that goes all through the red and takes you anywhere in the red or through the red. And it is known as the ever-changing road. So who would like to take the landmark-based navigation challenge?
I've been studying this all week, and I think I should do that. I can pass off mental weightlifting to somebody else.
Sure. All right. So do you have any skills relevant to like navigation or survival or...
If I've been studying this, potentially memorization, although it is the red, so it's always changing. So what I remember might not be valuable.
I think that's valid that you can use that skill.
Then yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. And what's the level of that skill?
1.
Okay. So the challenge here for the navigation part is a 5. Mm-hmm. So you've got a venture of 1, and you can spend from your intellect pool.
Is this where I have the asset from all of my study?
That's right. Yeah, so your venture's at 3.
Okay, sure. I will add 1 more point of intellect.
Okay, so that'll bring you a venture of 4. So your target is a 1.
2.
2. Excellent. All right. So you're finding those landmarks. Even when the road changes, you're managing to do that. So between Lucky and Alice, which of you is going to be the focus anchor point of your magically honed will to get to where you're going?
I could write a story, but Lucky's more of the mind person.
Mental person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what I could apply here. I don't know if I have anything that could aid me. Unless like withstand also counts as being like determined.
It does not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't. Would that be intellect?
Yeah, so intellect
Could
is the Bennett is the pool that you can spend out of. Yep.
Okay.
And you can also spend sortilege, which is probably required here anyway. You probably want to be rolling more than one die.
All right. Well, what can it hurt? Let's just go for it.
Okay. So it's
Unless-
a challenge. It's the same challenge. It's a challenge of 5.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna spend a sortilege so that I can roll twice because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna make this.
Okay. And are you going to spend a Bene from your intellect?
I am. Yeah. I'm spending my only intellect, so it better
All right.
work.
Like he's rubbing one brain cell together.
I got a 5 and an 8.
Okay, perfect.
That's with the Benny added. So
yeah. So the road you're traveling is fine, and you seem to be making progress. And when you get close to your destination, you can see over the next ridge. You can see this roiling cloud of arcane energy that you think is your final destination. But you wander off the side of the road is this revelry, which I previously described to Capella. And Alice, where are you carrying the Sin Eater?
It's in her bag, like her satchel.
You can feel it like because it's been doing this like constant low level vibration, right? Like you're like someone is constantly buzzing your phone and it's on vibrate. Just because you're in the red essentially.
Oh yeah.
You can feel the dagger turn in your bag like a compass pointed at the revelry, and like it's tugging enough that your bag is like levitating up off your side a little bit as the dagger is like straining towards it.
I'll just look to Lucky and Emma and be like, everyone else is seeing this, right?
Yeah, everyone sees your bag like hovering out from your side a good like 5-6 inches.
This isn't a built-in feature.
Well, it appears to have a will of its own.
This is strange.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're asking the wrong people if you want to know about legacy artifacts.
I'm just going to take a quick peek into what our story has entailed for us. And Alice wants to use her Heriolation spell to glimpse into the future and see what this might be pointing us towards or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you describe this spell?
So I think what happens is Alice blinks a couple times, and then on one of the blinks, her eyes just sort of turn to pages, and she's just like rapidly reading through them, seeing what's coming up
Okay.
for a bit.
All right. And what does the spell tell you that I should tell you? What are its limitations?
Yeah. It says they peer through the veil surrounding me to snatch a glimpse of the future. I learn the basic details of one event that will occur within the next few days, so maybe not useful. I don't get to determine which event I learn of, but I know at least one person involved with or affected by it. And my intervention may or may not change the event.
Okay. You see a vision of a condensed spear of darkness, or rather, a spear of condensed dark, flashing towards Lucky, aimed directly at his heart. And you have this like panicky sensation of like knowing that it is about to kill him. But then you see this woman that you don't know, and you see her hand, and it's glowing with this like silver light, and you just have this uncanny sense of it being tied to the legacy, striking out at the spear and shattering it.
The sphere was going for Lucky's heart, and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, spear.
Oh, spear. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yes.
As soon as I come back, I'm like, oh my god, Lucky. Lucky. Something bad is gonna happen.
All right.
Alice, in case you didn't know, we're here. Something bad has already happened.
No. Death
Bad things
bad.
continue. Oh, that's bad.
Spear through the heart bad.
I'm gonna look around for any nearby spears.
There's probably
Lucky's
a
heart?
bunch.
Lucky's heart.
I fail to see how this is a bad thing.
Emma. Le gasp.
The shade.
I'll stand in front of you when it happens, and hopefully it'll go all the way through.
I'm not gonna have many friends left if that happens.
All right. Well, we'll just look out for any antiquated weaponry around and be careful.
Yeah.
Now,
And-
it did suggest to me that we should follow my bag. There might be a solution over there. And I don't want you to get killed while we're here. I don't want anyone
Yeah,
to get
I'd
killed.
like to avoid that myself.
That was freaky.
Mm.
Actually, do you know what? I think I could show you if you want.
I don't know if that's something I want to see.
I'll respect that. Emma, do you want to see this?
Whoa, hey.
I mean, you know I would, but
She might react inappropriately. Let's.
you know I would, but I think we should move on. That probably takes too much energy to play.
Okay, but move on to the direction where my it's the legacy dagger. I'll pull it out here. I've got the legacy dagger out.
and you when you pull it out, like a ray of the red sun sort of breaks through these clouds of ash that it was weakly filtering through, and it strikes the edge of the dagger and refracts and bends into a silver light that rims the entire dagger until like your hand is glowing like a miniature silver sun. And this bit of silver light then concentrates and stabs out directly into the crowd of the revelry and shines like a spotlight on a woman in a dress, hair covered. I imagine looking around somewhat confusedly. And Capella, you all of a sudden hear for a split second as if the air had been torn open and one of the choirs of the Silver Circle was singing, and the red light around you sort of dims and is overwhelmed by this cold silver light that then shines on you like a spotlight. And the music stops dead. And everybody is looking at you.
Oh, fuck. Like at this party?
Yeah. All the music just stopped. And then everyone is looking because like the red light is being like literally pushed back by this glowing silver light that is shining from like a few hundred feet away from you and like shining on you like a spotlight.
Just stand there, not knowing what to do.
And there's some clear grumbling. People seem somewhat upset. And the three of you can see that all of the partiers have like just stopped moving, and everyone is staring at this woman who is illuminated by your silver sun torch.
Maybe put that away and we can just walk over there calmly.
I will admit that is an idea we could do at this point.
I'm going to start walking away.
And the light just like it is following you.
From this distance, can I identify what kind of being Capella is?
Yes.
Okay.
You can tell that she is an angel, but something is off.
Okay, sure.
Like, as it, like, you know, angels often shine bright with their, like, internal light of the legacy, right? You're used to seeing them. Imagine that someone has taken that and cranked it down until it is just barely on. So there's just, like, the pale, you know, like someone is away from their house and they leave that one dim lamp on. It's like cranked down to like that level.
Dan's trying to say I'm a dim lamp.
And she otherwise looks like human. Bit of an ethereal quality to her, but no obvious wings. She's got 2 eyes, not 100. You know.
Hello. I'll just open my bag up a little bit for the legacy artifact.
Oh, and then you put it away, and the light dims, and the red sun resurges.
Does the music restart?
And the music starts back up, and people like
people continue about their day.
Yeah.
Don't stop the show on our account.
Would I know what a legacy artifact is?
Absolutely. Angels are creatures of the legacy, and in general, most people, when they see a legacy artifact, sort of intuitively know that if it's strong enough. And this is a very powerful aspect of the legacy, but similar to your own inner light, it's forgotten what it is. And so it's shrouded a little bit, but you can still feel that pull.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a beeline over to them.
Yeah, it's a bunch of mortals walking around with a powerful aspect of the legacy. You safeguard the legacy.
I'm gonna walk uncomfortably close up to Alice.
Oh god, this is gonna be great because they're both so weird and awkward. This is when like your two friends that you know who are both like have issues with boundaries and like get too close talk to each other.
That's beautiful. What is it?
I need your help. Sorry, I can't tell you much about this.
And Alice, it is, even from your brief glimpse, it is the woman from your vision.
Lucky, this is the one who's going to save you.
Can we clarify from what?
A spear through the heart. Terrifying.
Oh no.
Supposedly, anyhow.
I
I don't really.
Go ahead.
No, I'd go.
I look over at Lucky. I also walk uncomfortably close to them.
I'm less cool with this than Alice is.
And then I walk over to Emma and step uncomfortably close.
Yeah, Emma steps back.
You're all just so beautiful. And what are your names?
Well, I was the Lucky that Alice referred to previously.
And I'm Alice that was referred to just now.
Emma Elizabeth.
I hate her. I hate her.
Great.
Can I just walk with you?
Please, yes, we need you.
Oh my god.
Need is a very strong word to use there, Alice.
Yeah.
Don't want anyone to die on my watch.
Well,
No.
I appreciate that, but I mean, is there a chance that what you saw maybe isn't gonna happen?
When have my tales ever been wrong?
All right, you're right. Shouldn't doubt my best friend. If Emma was telling me, I would not believe a fucking word she said. But you, Alice, you I trust.
Well,
All right. What's going on down there?
yeah, what is this? Can you explain it?
Cute. It's
But whoa, hang on. Before that, we didn't get your name.
Capella.
All right, carry on. What is this?
They're dancing and they're touching each other and they have drinks. It's all very lovely.
Were you? I mean, did you partake?
I'm sorry. Let me try to get my shit together. I'm dying. Okay.
Capella was just being a voyeur.
Jesus Christ. Okay. No, I'm just watching. I'm okay to just watch.
Could
Did
you
you
come?
see-
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Alice.
No.
No, I was just going to ask if she saw any spears.
Well,
Oh god.
Oh God.
is yes.
Oh my god. God. Like weapons.
Again.
Oh, Jesus.
You remember tripod, right?
Oh, God. No. No.
I vote we get away from this place.
I apologize, Monty Cook Games, for the horrible things we do to your game. Oh, dear. All right, so yeah, so what are you all doing?
Alice is gonna turn around and start walking back towards where Emma was leading us, and just
So what
gonna give a
she's
nice
doing, she
power walk.
I can see it actually, like really stiff-legged. Just
Give a nice like, come on, friends, let's go. And Capella too, please, because you need to save Lucky from dying from a spear through the heart.
Yeah. Capella follows and walks right next to Alice and just kind of stares at Alice the entire time.
Oh, this is perfect.
You're welcome.
You know we need to do a game that is just Corey Knox and Alex Catu with their characters. Oh, and Emma. So it'll be all of the weirdest Vizsla. All right. So yeah, we already handled your dice rolls for navigating. And so as you crest over this next rise, or ridge rather, of hills, you find yourself staring onto an impressive scene. The road descends down into a valley and goes around a lake of lava. So there's this giant lake of magma, on the far side of which a nest of crowded, twisted towers rise together and sort of twist around each other. You can see hints of like bridges and walkways between them, but there are dozens of towers in that complex, rising almost like a small city on the far shore. Above, the sky twists in a giant gyre of arcane energy that's swirling around each other. And moving around in the midst of the lake is a giant lava like tornado that is spinning back and forth. Arcane energies lash between it and the clouds above. There is just this like raw pit of magical energy that is unleashed in this space, and you can feel it buffeting around you. And we should definitely play a Sooth card, because this is a significant location.
Alice, I'm getting friendship bracelet flashbacks.
The caterpillar is probably in there somewhere and started this.
Was my thought as well.
So we have played the driver, which is the defender. So the defender, everybody's ventures right now are at +2. And you get an additional, no, it's just +2. And then always moving forward. So sometimes there's nothing to do but keep on keeping on. All right. So you can all actually feel this chaotic swirl of the magic energy that normally moves through the path of suns being sprayed out here and like literally energizing you. So you can inherently feel that you've got sort of magic on your side right now.
Emma, do we have to go through this?
The road sort of curves around the lake and then presumably goes through where all the towers are.
We'll go around. I have no intention of swimming through a
Are
lava.
these the towers we're looking for?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yes. Dan's nodding. Yes.
Yep, you were told they're on the shores of Lake Porsation, which was a
Yeah.
lake of lava.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we going?
Oh, right. You've been following us for some time with no idea where we're actually headed. It's a long story, but we are. Are we delivering a demon?
No.
No. Then why do I have this demon?
Because
Because
you
I put
needed you struck a deal to get access to the red. Because you all didn't want to just sail on a ship like normal people.
Right. Okay.
That is totally also just leaving it as because I put it there.
You put a demon inside of him?
Yes, if I'm being entirely honest, I'm disappointed it was only one.
Do you like demons? Do you
No,
want
not
demons inside you?
Not particularly. It was just kind of a thing I had to do.
You can feel it squirming inside you, Lucky.
The sooner it's gone, the better. I don't necessarily want to kill it. I just want to move it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I mean, I think I have a couple years before it becomes any real kind of problem, but
I don't know if that's something you would want to wait a couple years on.
not particularly, no.
Well, it could be much shorter. These things have been known to happen in a matter of months, so it really is anyone's guess.
Yeah, you would love that, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I'm here.
Give you a fucking demon.
I mean, we're here in the red because of you. Let's not forget that.
Nobody asked you to come along.
I don't have a home to go home to. The pristine guard came to my house.
Not bad.
Yeah, see, that's not my fault.
Oh, it absolutely is your fucking fault, because where the hell were you when the pristine guard found Dark Basement? Where the hell were you when they found us at the cafe? And you just sat there watching them question Alice. You keep going on about how she's your best friend. From
Yeah,
my
she is it. Now, let me remind you, they
Don't give a
weren't
hot
questioning.
about her.
You finish. First of all, you're wrong.
Oh, really?
Second of all, you're wrong in a different way.
Oh, I am anxious to hear your analysis.
Capella walks away.
No, Capella, please. We need you.
No, I don't like it. No.
Okay, I'll come with your walk. Can we just stand like 5 steps away though? Because I kind of want to hear this.
The pristine guard came after Alice because of something I had no involvement in.
Really, what was that?
I don't know if that's my place to tell you.
If it has to do with that Vance's arm, I'm here to let you know the Deathless Triumvirate does not give a hot shit about that guy. Do you really think they hunted Alice down to pursue somebody's arm? Are you 5? They care about the Ash Gardens.
No. No.
Oh, come on, Lucky. Even you can't be that dumb. They care about the Ash Gardens. They do not care about this man's missing arm.
I would disagree. I'm pretty sure Alice broke a couple weird laws and...
Oh, and you didn't? really, you cannot stand here and tell me that the Deathless Triumvirate.
So hold on. Are you telling me that you? Are you telling me that you are? That you think it was totally cool to just have all those children locked up in a building doing nothing but making glass orbs for people?
I'm telling you that you haven't solved a damn thing, because if you haven't noticed,
I didn't say that I was.
nothing that has happened to the flow of glass in the city. Nothing.
Yeah, that I can't explain, but I know that the.
Okay, so then tell me, what did you do with all those children?
And actually, they ended up in this really weird building full of grandmothers. It was really serendipitous.
Actually, Emma, you got a hold of one of them.
Yeah, and you also stole one, which is kind of weird.
That was
That
a one.
What?
That was a one-time thing. Second of all,
that was a one-time. Where's this kid now? So you know better than
you left all these children with a bunch of grandmothers. You'll forgive me if I don't trust these old women to stand up to everything that leaders of the city could do.
You didn't have a grandmother, did you?
That's not the point.
All right, well.
This is absolutely your fault.
Well, how about next time you just stay way out of it? Because the less I have to deal with you, the better.
You know what? The only thing I did in this situation was give Alice a home, because her home was destroyed. That is the only thing I did in this entire situation. And where were you? Where were you when Alice needed a home?
That's a good point.
I was going.
Capella walks away some more.
Alice wants to really quickly.
Awkward, like, I just met you and you're fighting and I'm nervous.
Alice wants to really quickly use her ephemera to make a duplicate of herself so she can go with Capella and stay and listen.
Okay. And which ephemera is this?
This is Heart Like an Unspent Coin.
Okay, excellent. All right, excellent.
You can go back to the discussion.
The discussion. Sorry, I don't remember what was last said.
I mean, I, as Alex, do not. I'm sure that Emma knows exactly what was said. Oh, yeah, the last thing that was said was, and I quote, best fucking friend.
Oh, right, yeah, well. Sorry, maybe you don't understand the bonds of friendship.
Oh, do the bonds of friendship involve sitting at the table watching Alice get questioned and being silent? Or vanishing while Alice is being pursued by the police for your idea and being no help whatsoever when she is targeted and needs a place to stay? Is that what the bonds of friendship are, Lucky?
Why don't you ask Alice?
I don't know.
Like Alice is just there.
No. Alice is above me. So you get the picture.
Like if everyone looked too hard that there's two Alices.
See, I would love to come back with what Lucky was doing during that time, but in all honesty, I really don't remember. So I have no idea what to say in this situation. I feel like I could defend myself if I remembered, but I don't.
Well, you eventually mind controlled the guard.
I did, yeah, that's right.
After Alice ran away.
Yeah, but he didn't pursue her, or he couldn't pursue her.
And that
So-
only lasted an hour, though.
Yeah, but I gave her a chance to get away.
For an hour. And they found her 3 days later.
Yeah, well, I did what I could.
I'm sure. Look, we all know you're ineffectual, but even that was lackluster.
Wow. All right. Well, if you have nothing left to do here, you're welcome to go back to Saturnine, and we'll take care of this on our own.
Lucky, I cannot go back to Saturnine. The Pristine Guard knows that I took Alice in. They know where I live.
Right, and God forbid they find out that you murdered somebody in cold blood.
Yeah, so here's the funny thing about that. That's my problem. Have the police pursued any of you for that? If they find you and ask them about that, send them to me. Please do. I will deal with that as I will, because to me, I right now am paying the price for your light terrorism on a Saturday.
Whoa. No. You don't get to claim that you are paying the price when you actively made the choice to be here.
I did not make the choice. I cannot go home. What the fuck else am I supposed to do?
You don't have to come with us. You could have just stayed in the sewer where you belong.
Oh, what a wonderful way to spend the rest of my days, Lucky. Honestly, I am just
Yeah, rotting away among the rats.
consider that possibility. No, I'm going to hope to every god that exists in the actuality that this social club of washed up old veterans is worth the promises that they have made. Because honestly, that is right now the only hope I have of being able to go home and see my family, my house, everything that I have left in the Indigo.
I'm not sure your family will really be looking forward to your return at this point.
Well, you would really know you don't have a family.
I'm just gonna gesture to Alice.
There's two Alice's
Both of
there.
them. Well, now that we've got that out of our system, how about we keep on going to where we need to go?
Fine, let's get going.
You're making this choice. You're still actively making the choice.
As much as it is, there are no better alternatives.
Go back to the inn.
Oh yes, I intend to spend the rest of my days in bread.
No, you wait till we fix everything like normal, and then you get to go home scot-free.
Lucky, it is very confident of you to assume that you can fix literally anything. I have seen you accomplish. What?
What have you accomplished? Besides a fucking murder.
Well, it is a.
And that went really well for you, didn't it?
Well, at least I got out of it what I wanted to get out of it, but that's another discussion.
Yeah, but it's not about what you got, it's about what you lost.
Oh yeah, well in this case I lost my goddamn fucking house, Lucky.
Yeah, it's just like you to place material objects over interpersonal relationships. So let's just finish this up. And then hopefully we can work it out so that we never have to see each other again.
Nothing would make me happier.
I'm gonna keep walking.
All
This
right.
woman, I hate her so much.
All right. As you're sort of wrapping up your, well, not really wrapping up, as the argument sort of peters out a little bit, sort of spent, emotionally spent, you hear laughing and chuckling and giggling coming towards you.
This isn't Capella and Alice too.
Yeah,
Right.
they can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there still
they're-
two
they're close
Alice's?
enough.
How long does that last?
Until it
Just roll a
depletes.
0.
Okay. So
Yeah.
21 rounds later. So that's not too bad. That's like I think a round is 5-6 seconds. So yeah,
A couple minutes.
yeah, a couple minutes. All right. So yeah, about the time you finish your argument, basically, or peter out, one of the two Alices like winks out of existence. Which one? The one that was standing there spying, or the one over by Capella?
The one that was spying, listening in.
Okay, so that one disappears. And yeah, you can just hear this like chuckling and laughing and cackling coming towards you. And then out of sort of like scrub brush, 3 monstrous like beetle-like creatures with these like armored carapaces lumber out into the road, lumbering towards you. They don't come out between you. They're sort of more closer towards Alice and Capella. And the laughing and chuckling seems to be coming from them, like from underneath them and reflecting off of the ground.
I'll pull out my sword.
And the laughing and chuckling grows louder.
Oh, that's much better than this. And I walk over to them.
Okay. The lead one, as you approach, like rears up on like spindly back legs, and its other legs are sort of twitching as it totters towards you, and there is a grotesque human face on the underside of this beetle-like creature's carapace, and that is what is laughing and giggling and chuckling.
Oh,
Hi,
don't like that.
what's so funny?
And it like sort of just goes right towards you with the intention of grabbing you with its legs.
I think it's just going to be a great hug.
Okay. So you basically let it.
I'm like, oh, I've made him friend. Giant.
Demons?
So as its legs grab onto you, the human mouth bites onto you.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah. So you take 2 injury. So you take 2 points of damage. So you've got a little tracker there. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a small
So you can
tracker.
mark
Got it.
So you can make 2 injuries. Yeah. When you accumulate 3 injuries, they reset and convert to a wound. But
Ooh.
a wound or anguish can be negated in the moment it happens by spending 1 bene from your physicality pool. So, like, if your injuries kick over into a wound and you have a bene, you can spend it to sort of erase it.
Are these
So
things
you-
demons?
They are not.
Oh, damn.
No, wait. Yes, they are. Sorry.
All
They
right.
are. They are. So yes, they are demons. Yes. Go ahead, Nox.
Can I use a spell?
Absolutely. Yes, you can.
I want to use.
There's no real initiative.
Huh?
There's no real initiative in Invisible Sun. We do Usually, basically, all the PCs will go, and then the NPCs. So we do keep like a turn order, but there's no initiative within it. So yes, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna like yell out, "No, that's not good."
Bad touch, bad touch.
Yeah, no. And we're obviously already touching, and I'm going to cast Virtuous Compel,
Okay.
so they will be my friend.
Yeah, a creature you touch becomes inherently sincerely more helpful, loyal, generous, and honest. Their mind is still their own, however, but they do become more loyal. Okay, so you need to spend 4 sorcery because it's a level 4 spell.
Okay.
And then the way that the magic works is the level of your spell or ability or effect like goes into your venture, and your venture in this case is higher than the creature's level, so we don't need to roll any dice. And it is a magical creature as a demon, so you do actually need more than 1 success, but because you're using magic, you would be rolling 2 dice, so it all comes out in the wash. The spell just works. It's high enough level that it overcomes its defenses. Or no, wait, sorry. It has an increase to its resist. So we're close. You get it down to a 1.
How big are these guys? Are they real big?
They're quite large. Yeah, like human sized. Yeah, they're not little beetles. It's like a human sized beetle.
Okay.
So you spent 4 sorcery. You'd be rolling 2 dice. The challenge was 5, but you've reduced it down to 1. But you do have a secret. As a mendicant, you started out with a secret, and I gave you elevate spells. So you can actually spend 1 additional bene from your sorcery pool. So instead of 4, you could spend 5, which would make it a level 5 effect. And then it would be 0, and it would just instantly work.
I mean, but the chance for success even while rolling is still pretty high, right?
Yeah, you do have to roll not 0 on both dice.
Okay. Well, let's fucking roll some dice.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Do I need to tell you what it is, or it's just a matter of not?
No, it's just success or not success, so that's fine.
Okay. Yep, we're good. We're solid.
Okay. So we'll call this particular beetle Bob, because Bob is now your friend.
Mm-hmm. I said, put me down.
The other 2, though, are still cackling like mad and headed towards your friends. So what are Lucky, Alice, and Emma Elizabeth doing?
I would like to use a Dark God Hungers.
Okay.
Which is one of my incantations.
Absolutely.
A giant toothy maw seeps into existence and immediately bites up to 3 targets within close range of each other and within a long distance of you. The mouth inflicts 1 wound. The dark god's mouth does not persist.
Okay.
Oh, it's red.
All right, so we've got Bob the Beetle, and then we've got
Bob the Beetle.
Then we've got Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And they each have 1 wound as this toothy maw. What's the level of that incantation? I think it's super
7.
high, right? 7, yeah. So it just works. It's going to overcome their defenses as this like grinning Cheshire cat mouth, but fangs instead of normal teeth, grows into existence, this dark hole, and sort of bites 2 of these beetles, tearing big chunks out of their carapace. They squeal.
3.
Yeah, so are you going to do it to Bob, who is currently sort of looking longingly at Capella?
Yes.
Okay. So it gets chomped as well. Actually, no, because it's 3 within close of each other, right? which is like 10 feet. I think the two of them went further away
Okay, fine.
'cause
Yep.
when it sort of dialed on Capella. So Bob is out of range. But the other two get chomped. All right. What about Alice and Emma Elizabeth?
Does Emma have anything? I'm just
Nothing particularly special. I would just like to draw my revolver and shoot one of them that is not Bob. I'm assuming that Capella has that one. Well, she'll figure that out.
Okay. All right. So you draw a bead on one. Its challenge level on dodge, because getting shot, is going to be a 6, and you do need 2 successes.
Double oof. This is a bad idea, guys.
Well, it's a demon, right? So it's magical. So you're going to have to, if your gun isn't inherently magical, granting you extra dice, then you'll have to spend at least sortilege.
Yeah, I think it's only magical in flavor.
Yeah. What's the level of the weapon?
Regular gun, whatever a pistol.
No,
is.
but all okay, whatever a pistol is.
Yeah, whatever.
It might be 4. You should note this beside it because it matters, right? Because the level of your weapon forms the venture.
I'll make that. I'm pretty sure it's 4, but I'm not positive.
I think so. I'll just double check real quick. Is it medium or light?
I don't know. It's whatever.
Oh, the default pistol is medium, so it's a level 4.
Okay.
Yeah, long range, and it does 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So your venture is starting out at 4. You can spend Bene from accuracy, and you can spend sortilege.
All right, I will spend 1 sortilege and 1 Bene from accuracy. Does the accuracy Bene count for both dice?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Where's my other D10?
So I think you just need to roll 1 or higher on both dice.
Motherfucker, I got a 6 on the regular dice and 0 on the magic.
Okay, so we're going to trigger some flux here.
Ooh.
So your shot goes wide, ricocheting off of, I mean, it's just minor flux, so it's going to be something probably more funny than anything. Magical flux effects. All right. Oh, actually, yeah, this one is great. So the bullet strikes a rock, shatters and ricochets, and one of the fragments catches Alice in the arm and does 2 injury. So this does 2 damage.
Okay, I've got 1 armor, so I'll
Yep, so that's reduced by 1.
I've been shot.
The ground jumped up and bit me. All right. And Alice, it's your turn. So what are you doing?
Alice is just gonna take her sword and run up. So there's one that there was one that was not shot, right? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, neither has been shot. The two of them are equally wounded. They just got bit by the gaping mouth hole that Lucky summoned.
Okay, Alice is just gonna run up and be like, "This works all the time," and sword into the closest one.
Okay. What's the level of your weapon?
2.
2? All right. And you've got 2 levels in swordsmanship.
Yes.
So that's a starting venture of 4. You can spend Bene from your accuracy. And again, it's magical, so you'll want to spend sortilege.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 Bene from accuracy to bring it up to 5. And sortilege. And I will roll those dice. I rolled a 5 and a 9.
Okay, so you chomp into it, and your weapon. This one's heavy, isn't it?
Yes, it was 6 damage, I think.
Yeah, so it does 6 damage, And all right, so that'll carry over into a wound. So we'll say that you're doing it to Tweedledee, okay?
Okay.
Tweedledee's not looking so good. It's got some big, nasty gashes from a dark, ethereal mouth and a big, two-handed sword. And so those two, so Bob is kind of just like sitting at your feet. But then it got no, it didn't get chomped. So it's kind of just sitting there looking at you, Capella, and otherwise not really doing anything. The one that Alice just attacked sort of also rears up so you can see the mouth and goes to like grapple and bite you. So I will need you to make a dodge action. And again, this is magical. It's a magical creature, right? So you need more than one success. So you need to be employing magic somehow. This is on Alice.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Bob's just
Sorry.
sitting there like a dog.
Me and Bob are sharing a drink, talking about our lives. It's great.
Yeah. Spilling the tea.
I got distracted. Can I have like a 1 second summary?
You're being attacked by the mouth on the bottom
Yeah.
of this thing.
Yeah.
So you need a dodge.
Okay.
And it is magical, so you need 2 successes, so you need to be employing magic somehow.
I'm just gonna take the hit. I feel
Okay.
good about it.
It grapples and bites you for 2 damage. So 1.
Yep.
And the mouth is like locked onto you. The arms are locked in.
This is
All
where
right.
Alice is at home.
Yep.
I mean,
And the other one, so that's Tweedledee. So Tweedledum is going to between Emma and Lucky. I think it's going to go after Lucky. So Lucky, it is similarly rearing up to like grapple and bite at you. So you need to make a dodge action or
Okay.
use magic.
I'm gonna do a dodge because I have a point in that. So
Okay. So it's only a level 3.
okay,
A level 3 challenge. What's your level in dodge?
just one.
Okay, so that brings it down to a 1. You can spend Bene from your movement pool. And you'll need to spend sortilege because you need multiple successes.
Okay, I'm not gonna spend anything from movement because I feel like this is I have a pretty good chance.
Okay, so you just need 2 or higher.
I got a 0.
Okay, so and it was on the magic dice.
Yep.
Okay, so you get grappled and bit for 2 damage, reduced by any armor.
Okay, so that means it didn't affect me. I had 2 armor.
Okay, so yeah, so the mouth is like locked onto your battle jacket, and it's doing the dog thing where it's like shaking its head. Its little human face on
It's a creepy fucking beetle.
its tummy.
God.
But the damage sort of magically from the magical energy swirling around you, there's like an arc that goes off and strikes Emma Elizabeth for 2 damage.
I do have 1 on it, so.
Okay, so we're reduced by 1.
Mm.
All right. So we're back around again. Capella, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at Bob. What's your name?
Do you speak demon?
I don't know what the fuck I speak, man.
Yeah, like basically in the actuality, most creatures and types and inhabitants of different suns speak languages. This doesn't appear to speak any language that you know. We sort of assume that Saturnine is like a common tongue, or at least a trader's tongue outside of Indigo. It's just babbling at you in some demonic, harsh language that you don't understand.
That's super interesting.
But then it rubs its like beetle head on your leg and purrs.
Aww. And I pet it.
Yeah, and you don't have to check for depletion because you only check every hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we're only in like 5-second increments right now. So, so do you want to take any other actions, cast any other spells?
No, I'm gonna start walking and say, "Come on, you can come with us."
Okay. And Lucky and Alice are currently grappled by the other two. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just
Perfect.
completely enamored with my new friend.
Okay, I like it. So you're just walking off. It's almost big enough that you could like ride it like it's a big dog, but
I
not
climb
quite
on top.
big enough. Okay, yeah. So you're riding this.
I sit
beetle.
like side saddle.
Yeah, and it's got this weird gait because it's 6 legs.
God, my character's so fucking weird.
All right, Lucky, Alice, Emma, Elizabeth. What are the three of you doing? Lucky and Alice are currently grappled and chomped and bit down on.
So what does that mean for my, like, does that affect what I can do?
Not really.
Okay.
There's no conditions.
Okay.
This is a game that's like old school that like I will maybe impose some reasonable restrictions or penalties based on it, but there isn't like, it's not codified. It's my call.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
Sorry, I'm taking a look here.
That's okay.
I keep forgetting about this ability I have called Combative Caster, where all my spells inflict +2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
+1 if a spell affects multiple targets or an area. I wish I could remember that stuff. Okay. Anyway, I will go ahead and do. Is that what you? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use Jolt Mind on the one that has me grappled.
Okay.
It is level 3, and it says +1 die.
Yeah. It's just a reminder that you probably have to roll dice. Anytime you're employing magic and dice are rolled, you'll be rolling an additional die.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to spend sortilege in this case because it's magical?
So what's... no. So let's go through it. So what's the level of the ability?
3.
Okay. So your venture is starting out at 3. Your challenge is a 5 on its resist. So so you spend the 3 sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
You can't elevate it because I don't think you have whatever the secret is that lets you spend additional sorcery.
No,
so
I don't think so.
3, and you're rolling 2 dice. So, yep, 2. You just want 2s or higher.
That's a 7, and I triggered Flex again.
Okay. So I think because you're attempting to use this Jolt Mind and it sort of reflects off of the demon's natural mental defenses, it reflects back directly into your brain. For the rest of the day, you have a splitting headache.
All right. Does it let me go?
Nope.
Damn it.
It's chewing uselessly on your jacket, drooling and slobbering on it, and its little, not little, it's giant
for this.
Its giant beetle legs are wrapped around you in a really gross hug. It's very jointy. Alice and Emma Elizabeth.
I'll watch the comedy of errors involving Lucky and this beetle. He's got that under control. I'll shoot the one next to that's holding on to Alice.
Okay.
Same thing, 1 sortilege, 1 accuracy.
Okay.
Swear to God, if I roll 0 again. 6 and a 6.
All right. So it does 4 points of damage. So that'll convert over That was Tweedledee, so 1 wound. You shoot it, and it's like the classic, like the shotgun blast that like sends it flying off of Alice. And the hole where you shot it is like leaking like a napalm like substance, and the whole thing like erupts in flame.
Also, one thing for the viewers to note about this weapon, when I shoot this gun, it does not sound like a gun. It sounds like the scream of the last person who was shot by it. So it's like this horrible, shrill woman scream.
Yeah, we can imagine, like, technically the last person wounded by it was Alice, so.
Oh yeah, it's Alice's scream then.
All right, so Alice, this beetle gets like shot off of you. What are you doing?
Alice is just gonna push off and be like, ugh, stupid beetle. And she's gonna run up to the other one that has Lucky and say, not my friend, you beetle. And sword it as well.
Okay. All right. So same as before. So what's your total venture? Are you spending from accuracy?
Yeah, so my adventure is going to be 5. I'm going to use a sortilege for 2 dice.
Yep.
And I rolled an 8 and a 2.
An 8 and a 2. Okay, so you strike it, and that was 4 damage?
6 damage.
6 damage.
Yep.
Oh, right. Yes. So that's actually 2 wounds. All right, so you cleave into it and sort of slice it straight down the middle, and it hits the ground, bubbling with this like napalm blood oozing out. And just as you and Lucky sort of back away, it explodes.
Thanks, Alice.
Brilliant job, everyone. High fives all around.
So it was a good thing that you got it off, because when they bite and grapple, if there's still attached the next round, they sacrifice themselves and explode, and it inflicts 9 points of damage.
What the fuck?
Which which you could only absorb 1. You could spend 1 bene to remove 1 wound, so you would be down 2 wounds. And it does it to everybody in a like nearby radius. So, all right, Alice, the corpse, after it sort of exploded, a couple of burnt objects tumble out.
Goodies. Alice is gonna go grab them.
All right. How many people are down and can hold some ephemera objects? I'm going to basically stock people up.
I can take
you have
one.
3. Okay, so Lucky can take 1. Alice, how many can you hold?
I could hold 3 more right now.
3? Okay.
Wow. You can have a lot of shit.
And does anyone else have any room in their ephemera? Emma Elizabeth is full.
Right. If it's an object, I'll ditch what I have because I don't like it very much.
Sure. Yep. All right. So 3, 4, 5 objects sort of tumble out of the corpses. Oh God. All right. There is a giant red and brown piece of mad stone that falls out of its gullet.
I actually can only hold 2. I forgot I have the summon area one.
Okay. Yes, that's right. So 4. That shines with a pretty intense magical power. I'll describe what it does after someone claims it, and then you can swap them around as you... Actually, we'll just assume you swap and take them as you want. That one is called the Rampage Stone. You transform into a gigantic ape-like monstrosity until your physicality pool is empty. And it gives you a bunch of gain +2 armor against all physical attacks, ignore the penalties normally suffered with wounds, Your fists are heavy weapons, dealing at level 4. You add 3 Bene and 1 enhancement to all Certes pools and 1 Scourge to all Qualia. So you just turn into a giant rampaging ape. The other one is a green and black Mad Stone, tumbling out of its gullet. It is the Ramming Stone. You select a single solid object up to about 500 pounds and hurl it at a target within very long range, inflicting 6 damage. There is the Reversal Stone, silver and white Mad Stone. I know, pulling out all these shiny rocks. Within short range, glass becomes iron, and iron and steel become glass. And the Retributive Stone, level 7, red and black Mad Stone. This stone bursts into a conflagration of heat and telekinetic energy, inflicting 4 points of damage on everything in a small area.
Oh, I want that one.
If
Can I
at all
take the
possible.
rampage? I think we all want different things. I think
Yeah, we do.
I
So
think we do, yeah.
Okay,
I want
so
that last one.
yeah, so that's the Retributive Stone, Lucky.
I would like the green and black stone of yeet.
The Ramming Stone, yep.
And then we have the
All right.
reversal stone left over.
The Reversal and the Rampage.
I think you can hold 2, can't you?
Yeah, I can take them both.
So take that one as well. You might as well.
Okay.
Wait, but don't you have the teleport thing?
I can hold 4 total.
Yeah, okay.
As
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, as a maker, Alice can hold extra ephemera as long as at least 2 of them are objects.
I am absolutely going to obnoxiously do that thing where you kind of like flip it and catch it and put it in your pocket.
All right.
Well,
And
If
you look and
that's-
like hundreds of feet down the road now, you just see Capella side saddle riding on this beetle, who is Capella. Just the beetle keeps jabbering to you in a language you don't understand.
Oh, I know. I love the sunset too.
Oh, that's perfect.
Shit. Well, we better catch up. Do you think that was their welcoming committee?
I got the impression it was something of the red.
And we just killed it? I mean, it did try to kill us first. All right, well, I won't worry about it, I guess.
So we're gonna play a new Sooth card. I should have played one every round, but I always forget. We've played the Golden Ship. So right now, Magic of the Gold is enhanced. The silver is hindered. If your family's is notions, so cats and clocks,
Yay, that's me.
then you're +1 on your ventures.
Yay.
This is a highly positive card. All right. Got an idea for that. All right, so you eventually round the lake, and there's this chaotic storm of magical energy, the heat radiating off it. I mean, there's like a multi-story tall fire lava tornado spinning around in the middle of the lake, which occasionally sends gobbets of lava splattering outwards that narrowly miss you. And then you find yourself before a set of twisted black iron gates inset in a stone wall that surrounds apparently this whole complex of towers. The towers are all a mismatch of styles and architecture and materials. They're all dark, but you see one that even appears to be made entirely out of bone, as well as others that are more like a crystalline material or stone, but they're all dark, almost black colors.
How long does this journey take us?
Why don't you roll depletion? Roll to see if your spell depletes, because it probably takes about the hour. So you roll a d10, and on your spell, it depletes on anything from 0 to 5.
It depletes.
Okay.
Oh,
So as you're coming up to the gates, the beetle
These
essentially,
flowers, aren't they so pretty?
and there's like a, and it twists and turns to like sort of throw you off. Uh, are you resisting being thrown off?
No, I think I'm just shocked to shit. So
Okay, so it sort of rears up and like twists and turns and throws you off and like spins around, and the face starts gibbering and laughing, uh, and it looks around and sees that it's alone, and it turns and like runs away.
no, wait. What did I? I'm sorry. Did I?
could I shoot it as it runs away?
Of course you can.
Emma is quite done with all of this. Spending the same thing I've been
Yes.
spending for. That is 9 and 7 total.
Okay. So it converts into a wound with a little bit of carryover when you shoot it, but then it
Yeah.
keeps running.
Yeah, that was more out of spite than anything else.
Of course.
I'm gonna walk over to Emma. You're very angry.
You caught me on a bad day.
No, don't let her fool you. She's always like this.
The argument back there, it seems like you have a lot of things pent up. I can't feel good to walk around with all the time.
Well, it happens.
I can help you.
I'm not sure I'm brave enough to ask how, but
I'm checking something. Okay. I walk forward and put my hand on Emma's shoulder. Does Emma let me put my hand on her shoulder?
yeah, she's curious.
And then I'm going to cast Virtuous Compel.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Oh, let me just adjust because we took out of the wrong column last time on your pools. All right, so go ahead and spend the 4 sorcery.
Oh, I see what I did. Okay.
Yeah. And you don't need to roll because Emma Elizabeth is allowing it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Emma Elizabeth, just I'll roughly tell you when an hour has passed, and Capella can roll for depletion. But you are inherently and sincerely more helpful, loyal, generous, and honest right now.
Question. I don't mind the answer either way. Is permitting her to put her hand on my shoulder the same as permitting the spell to occur?
No, sorry. I interpreted how you were doing that as that Emma Elizabeth was allowing Capella to do what she was going to do.
Yeah, I think the only thing she did was let her put her hand on the shoulder. I think
Sure.
she'd be screening anything that comes by.
Yeah. So you can, like, if you don't allow the magic, because you then instantly know when she's casting a spell on you, and it's your choice whether you allow it to happen or whether you resist.
Is there anything? Can I determine what the spell is as it's happening, or just know it's magic?
I think you probably at least have a general idea on whether it's like I don't think you know exactly what it is, but you probably, I mean, if Capella explains anything, sure, but you probably have a little bit of a sense on whether it's overtly nefarious or not.
Okay. I mean, like I as a person would consider that mildly nefarious, so I guess I will attempt a resist roll.
Okay. And it is not a mind control. Your mind is all your own. Consider it tweaks your personality temporarily.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
will I need to send a sortilege on that, or?
Well, so it is a good question because I actually have not refreshed my memory in a very long time on what the PC versus PC adjudication is.
All right.
I think, and this is what I'm going to go with. I'll look it up later. This is what I'm going to go with. We work out what everybody's levels of, like basically what your two ventures would be, and just compare the ventures.
Mm-hmm.
So Capella, what would your, how much are you pumping into this? So you spend the 4 sorcery. So your venture starts out at 4. And you could spend an additional 1 to make it a 5.
I want this to work.
Okay. Okay, so you can
Whatever
spend 1
I
addition.
need to do to make this work.
Okay, so spend 1 additional sorcery.
Oh gosh, I'm glad I'm wasted my fucking sorcery points on this shit.
And I don't know if the sortilege necessarily comes into play here, but I think it could. So you could spend an additional sortilege, which would be the equivalent of rolling 3 dice instead of 2.
Okay, I want it to work, so then yes.
Okay. All right, so you're at a 5 with 3 dice. The extra dice sort of just rolls into, I think, a bonus of plus something. We'll see how close it is, whether it'll matter. Emma Elizabeth, how stacked would you make your defense?
I don't think I can get to it because I've got 1 resist, 3 intellect I can spend. We'll bring it up to 4. And if I can add 1 sortilege, that would only be up to 2 dice. So I don't even think I can.
Okay.
That high. So yeah.
Yeah. But would you spend that? Because your Emma Elizabeth wouldn't necessarily know what the challenge is or whether it's possible.
I think she would. So I'll mark it off on my sheet, but it doesn't work, clearly.
Okay. And then you become a cooperative and pleasant person. for at least the next hour. But otherwise your mind isn't changed, just your demeanor is, but you're still totally free will.
Sure.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel much better, thank you.
You're welcome. I can help you anytime. Maybe now's a good time to talk to your friends.
It's bold of you to assume that we're friends.
Well, what do you think, Emma?
Well, I mean, we spent so much time together, and it's been really stressful. We deal with a lot, but I mean, I know these people better than anybody else. Well, I think we'd be friends.
Yeah. Only friends argue the way that you two did.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Why?
I hate her.
Well, I can help with that too, but I'm a little tired now.
That's okay. Really. It's all right. I can deal with her right now.
So Nox, just because you're tapped out on your pools, you do actually have your rest actions that when you use one, so you've got 2 different ones that only take an action, so like 5 seconds of gathering yourself.
Oh.
You've got one that takes 10 minutes and one that takes an hour of like rest, right? So if you spend one of your action ones, you replenish a pool of your choice to full.
Okay.
So like you can spend an action one to put your sorcery back up to 10, just so you know.
Can I do that right now, or do I need to like wait for it to make sense in the narrative, or how do we do that here?
No, it's like 5 seconds. You basically pause in the convo a little bit and sort of refocus yeah.
Done. I feel fine.
It's great, but I really have no desire to be her friend.
I think that's very hurtful.
Yeah, Emma's over here, like, looking very sad that you've said this. She's hurt.
You're welcome to try, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I just want to say thank you very much, Manapot Studios, for the raid.
Yay.
Oh.
Happy
did
to
we get a
have you
raid?
come in. Yes,
Yay.
absolutely. Manapot Studios also runs some Invisible Sun, so they might have actually been
Nice.
finishing that game beforehand. Appreciate
I'm
it
an
very
angel.
much. Yes, we are hanging out in the red, and two of our normal people who don't like each other very much are undergoing a therapy session right now.
I am not
Outside-
undergoing this. I'm not doing this willingly.
I'm gonna
outside of the
walk
gates
up
of the
to
Sodality
Lucky,
of Vryn. Yep.
put my hand on Lucky's arm, and cast Virtuous Compel.
So it's the same thing. So you could spend up to 5 sorcery.
I want it to work. If
And you can
Lucky's
also-
gonna try to resist,
I
Yeah.
am.
I
And you
want
can
it to
also
work.
spend so you can also spend that sortilege. So you'd be up to a venture of 5 and 3 dice.
So it costs.
And-
It costs. How much does it cost? It's
That would be 5 sorcery.
okay. Okay, because of the extra. Got it.
Yeah, and 1 sortilege.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna adjust some of your numbers. I think your intellect and interaction. I'm going because I should have had your sortilege up more. There. That's a little bit better. So you're very magical. It makes sense for you to have
I'm
lots of
magic.
magic at you. Yeah, that's right. You're
You get-
magical because you're an actual angel.
That's me.
All right, so Lucky, how much can you stack your defenses? What's your level in resist?
Resist is 1.
Okay.
Um,
Think,
Um,
and I could be wrong how I'm adjudicating this, and like I said, I'll look it up later because this isn't a do or die
right, yeah.
situation. Yes, you would have your +1 from the golden ship.
Mhm.
So that's a 2, but I don't think you can get close to 5.
What? Yeah, like I would have to have my venture all the way up to 5
Yeah.
before I roll.
Well, there's no rolling in this. We're just comparing the level of like when people cap out,
Okay.
right?
All right. I try and I fail.
Yeah, but yeah, you should spend those points, and then this magic
Okay.
washes over you, and you become inherently and sincerely more helpful, loyal, generous, and honest.
How do you feel?
Great. Just really great.
Or would Lucky think that it's terrible?
Pardon?
Lucky might honestly think that it's terrible, and if they're honest, they would just say that it's awful.
He probably doesn't think it's that great.
It's okay to be happy.
I'm so happy all the time.
Well, we did just meet, so I'll trust you. And I'm gonna walk away.
I'm just gonna look at Emma.
Emma's looking back, and I'm not even sure what facial expression she's making right now.
I don't know. I imagine we're both kind of like
Yeah, right.
not friendly, but
I walk next to Alice.
That was amazing.
You think so?
I know so. I love your story so much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Do you have other stories that you like?
Do you want to hear a really good one about the Ash Gardens?
Yes.
So,
Alice,
Lucky,
Alice, maybe you should come up with another story.
Okay, I've got one about this legacy dagger.
Oh my god. You know what? Go ahead, Alice. Your stories are beautiful and you tell them so.
Oh no.
You blipped out for a second there, Sam.
Sorry, it keeps saying my internet connection is unstable. I said, you know what, Alice, go ahead because your stories are beautiful and you tell them so well.
Wow. Oh, that's so nice.
That's so nice, Lucky.
Everyone's so nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's a bit freaking me out, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's... I could tell you stories for days that would give you not enough background for why this is weird.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll listen anyways.
Okay. Alice will just start telling all kinds of stories about this, that, legacy daggers, ash gardens, crime, all that. Just everything.
Yeah. Capella's completely just wrapped up and wide-eyed and nodding enthusiastically, making like "oh my" noises and stuff.
Do you actually mind if I show you just a glimpse of one?
I would love that.
Okay. Let's pick a quick story. Which one? So maybe what's a good story to tell? What are you in the mood for? Happy, sad, dramatic, action, adventure, horror?
Oh. Something beautiful?
Something beautiful. Okay. Something beautiful. Okay, I've got it. And Alice is gonna lean and say, just so you know, it is magical.
Okay.
And Alice wants to use departure from reality to show Capella the life and story and glimpses of how Alice, Emma, Lucky, and Henrietta came together and became friends. And you'll just see like visions of them meeting, and it'll be as if you're actually there, so you'll get to feel the senses. You could like reach out and touch us in the vision. It'll be like warm and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do all these things.
Yeah. And that cost me 7 sorcery to do.
Damn.
Okay. So as you're sort of doing that, a ringing sound, like a telephone ring, like an old telephone ring though, like one of those like you pick up, hello, one of those telephones. Look, that was my old timey phone operator voice. Okay. Starts ringing from next to the gates.
What, is there a physical telephone there or is it just making noise?
When you look over, there is indeed like an old pickup telephone that is like mounted beside the gate.
Oh.
Well, if Emma is more helpful, I think she's going to go answer.
And like a scratchy, distant voice, like it's coming through static, very disrupted, just says, yeah, you're all loitering out there in front of our gate. What do you want?
Oh, we were hoping to come inside and speak with you.
Are you looking to join the sodality?
I don't think so. I mean, Alice might be. I'm not really sure.
Do you have sodality or magic to trade?
I think we have magic fatigue. We're very magical.
Or sorry, I didn't mean to say sodality. I meant to say, do you have souls or magic to trade?
My response would be more or less the same.
Okay. Yeah,
Very magical.
they're the sodality. Oh, all right, traders. Okay. Well, you just right there. We'll send someone out to get you.
Ella hangs up the phone. Oh, they're sending someone to come collect us. They'll be done soon.
Great. Thank
Oh.
you.
How delightful.
All right, and lumbering to the doors is a large ape-like demon, similar to ones you've seen before. Short, stocky rear legs, big, massive upper torso, a ring of eyes around its head, and it just lumbers out, pushes open the gate, and just sort of
Haven't,
grunts or huffs at you to follow.
haven't we seen one of these guys before?
Similar, but that one called Tripod.
Oh,
Was,
right.
this
That's right.
this one's not a tripod, but
Oh my god. Tripod. Okay. Anyway.
yeah, he's got like bone spurs coming out of knuckles and joints and on its shoulders.
Hi, thanks for coming to let us in.
Follow.
Hello. What's your name?
It sort of like inhales deeply and then comes right up to your face, Capella, and like sticks its face. And its head is like twice as big as yours, and its nostrils flare out as it inhales deeply, smelling you
Oh.
in an animalistic kind of way, as opposed to
No, I figured, but still.
yeah. And then sort of exhales like out of its nose like a bull, sort of huffing. It blows all this hot air back into your face. Gross.
Hello,
Wow,
gross.
that was really not nice.
Butler no like angel.
Just like look down and back away slowly.
But come, masters say all come. And then just turns and lumbers back in, and leading you basically to the closest tower, which is made out of like relatively normal, like a dark basaltic rock rising. It's the shortest and the closest to the gates. And as it leads, and an iron door opens, and you can see a hooded and cloaked figure standing inside. That is where we're gonna leave off for the night. We ran a bit later because we were a little bit later getting started, and because Capella started a great therapy session, and I had to let that play out. But I wanted to have us open the doors, at least, of the sodality of Vryn, so that we can pick that up next week. So I will kick it around relatively quickly for you all to promo anything you need to promo, and let us know what your favorite moment of the night was. And we will then take down the stream momentarily and come back for our post-game hangout, and we'll do like touch on our character arcs and answer questions in chat and all that sort of thing, and hang out for a little bit with you all. If you were a subscriber, it's a subscribers only chat, so subscribers, but all of our moderators are also included in that and will be able to hang out as well. So if you follow us but don't subscribe, and you like what you see here with our twisted, demonic, mature rated soap opera, then please subscribe to Variant Roles, support us, and come on back. So I'll kick it over first and do reverse-ish order and start with Nox.
Hi, I'm Nox. You find me Nox Noctua on the internet. I think the only thing I'm going to promo is finished Fall of Magic game today, which means that Nox's Indie Showcase, I'll figure out a better name maybe for that, will more formally kick off on same time slot next Saturday.
What are you playing next?
I don't know. I want to play romance games. So it's a matter of deciding what those romance games are. So it just might be like back to back romance games until I get it out of my system. But yeah. Favorite moment? Right? That's what we're doing that?
Yes, favorite moment.
Yep. Therapy hour.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. I can't wait to see that play out.
Yeah, and I figure with the storytelling, like we're probably excellent to like partway through your interaction with this member of the Sodality of Rin to have you roll a depletion check. Mm-hmm. Which I think will be funny if it depletes on either of them and they suddenly revert back to normal in the middle of the conversation instead of being abnormally helpful. All right, Sam.
My favorite moment tonight was verbally duking it out with Emma Elizabeth. Unfortunately, I could not keep my composure because it was really funny at the same time. So it was really difficult for me because Alex is my best friend, and so to like fight with him constantly in character is really stressful. I always feel so bad about it. I am on Twitter as 65th Victor. I don't think I have anything to. I feel like I had something to promote and I've forgotten it.
It happens.
I had planned this ahead of time at the beginning of the game, but I honestly do not remember what it was. No, I got nothing. So if I remember, I'll tweet about it.
Sure. Excellent. All right, Corey.
Hello, my name is Corey Hickson. Same handle on Twitter. And next weekend is a game that I've been sort of organizing and running called Fight for What You Believe. And if it's going to be a wild game about dinosaurs, court intrigue, volcanoes, spirits, lots of stuff. So just to sort of sell it a bit there, it'll be on Sunday next weekend. I'm really pumped for it. If you liked seeing Sam and Alex argue like they did, I think there's going to be a lot of that in my game, or at least I hope to channel that wonderful energy, which segues nicely into my favorite part of the game today, was when the two of you were going at it, because I really enjoyed character conflict, and it was also really funny, but it was also very dramatic. So it checked all of the boxes for me. Yep, that's me.
I also thought it was delicious drama, and I think it was helped by the fact that both of you were like laughing and smiling through the whole thing as players, which helps break the tension a little bit and let you have sort of a dramatic moment.
It doesn't feel quite that real.
Yeah. No, I like that. I was like, I know I don't need to do a check-in because I know the two of you, right? And I know the interactions, so I know that it's all good. But yeah, that definitely helped. All right, and Alex.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlCure. I, for once, have nothing to promo. Ravnica is done, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be back here next week doing this, but I guess you already knew that. let's see, my favorite moment. I mean, I suppose I can't say chat because chat was pretty great tonight. Chat was on fire tonight. I really
Chat was
like
off
the
the
group
hook.
therapy session because, like, Emma and Lucky were going to have it out at some point, and so to be able to like go straight into the therapy after that was real nice.
Well, it was nice to hear her say that they were actually friends because,
Mm,
well, we can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah,
You can.
we
In
can
the
save
after
that
party.
for our oh shit, what did I call it?
I
Because I just gave it a name now. I think I called it Burning Questions.
Ha!
Is my new
That's
is
good.
my at least temporary name.
That's very
for
good.
it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that after because I have thoughts.
Yeah, we'll save it for Burning Questions. Okay, excellent. All right, to get us there quickly, because will need at least a 5-minute break in between. I'm Dan, Matt's IDM on Twitter. All these people already talked about my favorite moments. Also, though, getting to use the weird demon beetles that explode was
Oh yeah, those were
They
fun.
were really horrific. Yeah, they were
with
really
the
gross.
human
Yeah.
faces on the bottom. I thought that was great.
I thought they were fine.
Yeah, I mean, you got to ride away on one into the sunset, so you know. So that was great. In terms of my promotions, I'm here, so you can find me predominantly on Thursdays and Saturdays running things for Monty Cook Games. Except this Thursday and next Thursday because Val will be using the space to do a bunch of American Werewolves in London for the next 2 weeks. And then we'll have a couple of more Monty Cook mixtapes. And the end of September, I will be launching Project VHS in that time slot. So stay tuned for that. And in terms of the channel in general, you can see our schedule. It's real busy. Tune in tomorrow for another great day of fantastic content coming your way. And we've got more exciting things to announce. The council, which Nox is also a part of, has been plotting furiously behind the scenes, planning some stuff for the remainder of the fall. And of course, we'll be rolling over to Avernus sometime in end of September through mid part of October, depending on how schedule and things work out. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be great. And so I'm now going to take down this, but stick around in chat if you're a subscriber or moderator, and we'll be back for burn with all your burning questions to talk about that in a moment. And yeah, we're just going to take 5 minutes and gather ourselves and be right back. So thanks, everybody, and good night, and see you momentarily if you're sticking around.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.